Nimil bhai, shall we start? Nimil bhai?
Yeah, just a minute. Just a minute.
Yes.
Just a minute. Yeah, Deepak bhai. Good evening. Yeah, Deepak bhai. Chairman.
Yeah, good evening, friends. I am back to Friday evening talk after almost 3 to 4 weeks. Because of Corona, I was down. And today I have decided that I'll start with. And today I would like to welcome Dr. Agrawal, the Bhishma Pitama of education system in Gujarat, the one who has created the GTU and formalized the education system. So today, I think speaker is lucky to have Dr. Agrawal from Canada as a participant, and we expect a blessing from Agrawal sir for one more year during our tenure of Nimil Bhai and myself. And I think that we need a lot of help from you. So Agrawal sir, welcome to Baroda Management Association Friday evening talk. And I think my brother and we all were student, and we were blessed by this great personality. And he was basically the vice chancellor of GTU. GTU was formed under his leadership. So today we have a very young and dynamic faculty, Mr. Akshat. He is studying and based out of Germany. He is a research scholar, and his area of interest is design and development of new products. And in Germany, once he has gone there, he decided that he will not work in Subway or McDonald or in some shopping mall. He will earn, and he will decided to work for only design and development project only. And I think that I'm happy to announce that he has completed almost two projects and earned reasonable amount in Germany, which is quite commendable. It is not easy to earn in a different country without anybody's support. So he is a man, a self-made man. He doesn't want to use his father's name, his mother's name, any support, and he want to make his career on his own. So he is basically going into the basics behind every process. I was discussing about the kind of study that they are doing. So he is good at carpentry and so many basic skill. So he has his own skill. So even if somebody is not there, he can make the furniture on his own. He can make the various things on his own. So he has developed the various basic skill. So when he design or develop a product, he knows the kind of efforts that will go in manufacturing that product. So he is finding the solutions to optimize the manufacturing process also. He improved the design, and he is a freelance designer. He believes in innovation, and I think that we have Nimit Bhai. He is also a man of innovation. He is basically the one who is pioneer in bringing the Baroda Innovation Council and all innovative things in Baroda. So, moment I see that Akshat is basically interested in sharing his experience about what is happening in Germany and the kind of product available there. So I thought that he should be given an opportunity to spend time. And I think without spending much time, I request our faculty for Friday evening talk today, Mr. Akshat, to start with his presentation. And before that, I request Nimit Bhai to share something about the kind of programs that we are going to do.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. I'm very happy that after a long time, I can see some Gujarati, Pakka Gujarati person and talking from Germany about the innovation. And this is the presence of the global Gujarati at everywhere. But definitely, I gentle promise to Akshat that you are in Germany doing very good thing. And what Deepak Bhai said, it's a proud moment for all of us as a Barodian that you're doing fantastic work in innovation side. But whenever you are interested to do something in Baroda, you will happy to know the Baroda is the only city in the country where we are running Baroda Innovation Council, city-based council. Recently, we have organized Maker Fest. We are more than you can say 3 Maker Tips we have organized, and around 25,000 plus participation are there. So let us hope Deepak Bhai next time we will invite Akshat at any event at Baroda
Yeah,
relevant to the
so
innovation.
when he, yes, so
Yeah,
next time when he's in Baroda, we'll invite and we will see. Basically, he's still working on some
yeah,
projects, and because of some
yeah,
restrictions, in fact, he has shared with me. But he said that he
yeah.
will not be able to share it into an open forum as we are recording. So he will
Ah,
not be able to share some of the projects on which he is working. But however, he will share his experience because some
done.
of the projects on which he has worked, na, they are one of the exceptional product. And if some investor would like to invest and have some other opportunity, I think Akshat is basically a good option. So I think
Yeah.
he will not be able to share those projects. But once he is done with this project, we'll try to take his help.
I think Akshat has given us a deadline of 10 a.m. EST time. I don't know what's the EST in India at this comparison, but let us move because I keep it my finger crossed. The moment I came to know somebody is interested to talk about innovation part. So Akshat, please. I can't wait now more second even. Please start. Thank you. Thank you, Akshat. Thank you, Deepak
Okay.
Bhai.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll share my screen and basically, I hope you can see it. Um, I think
Yeah,
you
we are
can.
able to see your screen.
Okay, perfect. So, innovation in day-to-day life. So, a little bit about me. So, before I start, so I'm a design student at FET in Germany, a freelance designer, a research scholar, and I like to innovate in day-to-day products. And personally, I'm a tinkerer, computer enthusiast, technology geek, and I go around, dabbling into what's new in the market.
Akshat, little
When
louder.
a little louder, okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So when it comes to technology, personally, I'm a tinkerer, computer enthusiast, technology geek, and I find myself dabbling into new and bleeding edge technology as soon as new stuff comes out. As soon as I hear it, I go out and see how I can get a feel for it and get to know exactly how it feels in the hand, how it works, how fast it is, how smooth it is, how easy to use it is. And this keeps me up to date with what is there in the market from different companies, from different manufacturers. Sometimes it's the same product with six different tags, but once you feel one of them, you know that okay, yeah, this is the same manufacturer that made this thing too. It's just a different tag on the thing, and what value it possesses when it comes as an upcoming technology, and the future of it conflicting with some other stuff that is out there, and some of the how it is going to impact the future of technology. And as a freelance designer, I'm currently working on a couple of projects, as Deepak Bhai said, and I cannot share some of them right now because of NDA, but I'm developing new ideas to bring to the market. And we are currently as a team working to s- build a product from scratch, which has basically very less competition in the market because of its abstract nature, but we are trying to bring it to the masses and make it mainstream. So that's one of the things I'm working on doing. uh, So what I'll go through today, what we'll go through today is what designing for innovation is, the process behind designing something new, and how, as again as Deepak said, like I like to go into the basic processes of breaking it down to the bare minimum of what goes into designing something, and some examples of innovative day-to-day products, like what I've seen that really piqued my interest, designed by me or designed by somebody else, what was like, okay, this is a very good way of dealing with the problem, and where new avenues and investment opportunities open up every single day. And especially this time that we're living in is the best time, the perfect time to get into the new technology, because after a long time and after a long drought, we are seeing leaps and bounds in terms of development. So designing for innovation. So there's different types of design. I call it designing for the sake of it being a product. So where you often see in the market that people have ideas, people have products, but what they do is to bring that product to market, because of manufacturing restrictions, because of some material restrictions, because of the market restrictions, because of taxes, because of other stuff. There is sometimes people just design for the sake of it. They don't think about the impacts of the design, the process that goes behind design, and how they could have done it better. And then what happens is, once a product is highly distributed and manufactured in bulk, the thing is you never don't have the chance to go back, reiterate on the design, and then go back to making it again, because sometimes when it's manufactured or there has been already a lot of money given into manufacturing, they don't tend to go back to redesigning it again. Then the second way to design is consciously designing it with a fixed set of problems to solve. Instead of finding a solution and designing the product around the solution, you take a fixed set of problems to solve and design only with those set of solutions, like the problems solved, in mind. And yeah, that's how I classify a product as innovative. It solves the problem, but it also saves time. So sometimes what happens is, when you design for the sake of it, it solves one problem, but it generates three more problems, which are like, yes, they increase the work instead of, solving many problems at once. And our everyday lives have become so hectic and busy that any small change, any reduction in minimum time required, gives us a lot of extra time to do other things in life. And achieving and saving small bits and pieces of time throughout the day helps a lot. And nowadays it's like connected devices, automated appliances, or even a simply well thought solution to doing a daily task saves a lot of time. So the process, so how the process works of thinking. So let's say I take a problem to a design brief and I start thinking about how I'm going to solve it. So any design process starts with the identification of the time consuming part of doing the task. Sometimes there is a fixed amount of time that is required to do, but over that, there is another layer of the number of steps in which the process is to be done, and that those number of steps sometimes increase the time there is to do a certain task. And then there's the ideation and the process of mocking up multiple possibilities to the solution. Sometimes there is multiple different ways which you can approach the solution, and you have to sort out and classify different solutions to have different kinds of problems that come with it. It's like side effects of medicine, that you take a medicine, there's three medicines that do the same job but with different side effects. So design is also somewhat like that. And then there is something we call DFM, or design for manufacturing aspect. and where the chosen design, whatever you choose from the process of iterating and generating multiple possibilities, uh, those multiple aspects have to be then put again into scrutiny to see how easy they are to manufacture, or how easy they are to maintain somewhat, or how easy they are to service, how easy they are to repair. And that's the DFM part, or design for manufacturing part of any design. And sometimes even that affects a lot in terms of pricing, in terms of how the product will appeal to different categories of people or different demographics of people. And that helps a lot when you are designing something. And uh, yeah, going through the process. So let's go through one example, a grain dispenser. So how grains and pulses are handled, let's say in most households, it's stored in different dabbas or jars, or to store different pulses, grains that are used for cooking. And that method works because it's a method of sorting and classification. But let's say somebody made a push button dispenser for the frequently used grains. So you're using 6 or 7 grains and pulses on a day-to-day basis. So what do? So you require rice more and 6 other grains a little bit less, and which you make 6 times a week. So what do, you make a grain dispenser where one button push is going to give you exactly one portion of the quantity of grains that you use. It's a very thought of solution to having 6 different jars, and going to each and every single jar, opening the lid, taking out a certain quantity of grain and putting it into another container, then closing the lid, putting it back in the cupboard, closing the cupboard, instead of just having this sitting on either on one side, and you just go press the buttons and that's it. So that is one way of doing it. So what was the result? Why go through the process of switching from 7 dabbas to having 7 in 1 container, which is a push button dispenser? So you save a lot of time. And when you think about it, yes, it is a method that works, going to the one cupboard and grabbing 7 things. But what if it was over there? So it's like a quality of life improvement, like everything is there in front of you, and these are the things that you're going to use very often. Then why not just do it like this? Another example, what is very convenient and what is actually revolutionary is cook boxes. So with living through the pandemic, living through everything, people have realized that health is a very important factor when it comes to what you eat. And also not being able to go out, or having to go out with very high amount of caution, or taking a lot of precautions because of the pandemic and how people can get so easily sick. And it is very dangerous to go out sometimes in some places where it is very crowded and people don't take enough precautions, other people. So what these people came out with was cook boxes. So it's not just one brand. So one example is HelloFresh, but cook boxes, let's say. So what are cook boxes? They are pre-portioned meals with a recipe, uncooked, nutritious, with a already pre-calculated amount of nutrition per meal, and home delivered in insulated and sealed boxes. So how does it work? The whole concept, let's say. So the concept works with food coming into recyclable cardboard boxes. That's number one. In a pre-booked quantity. So you can already book, so to say that I want a meal for 4 on Monday, in this meal, exactly this recipe, let's say. So everything is pre-booked quantity for how many people, is pre-packed. So they know you'll need 2 carrots and 3 radishes for this thing. So they'll pack 2 carrots, 3 radishes, 6 tomatoes, 8 tomatoes. Everything is going to be perfectly according to the recipe. And all that is left for you to do is to cook it. And how it saves time? and quality, and increases the quality of life is one. Yeah, you don't need to go and buy each and every single thing. Like for example, you need to have 7 things here. You don't need to go to 3 shops to buy 7 things. It saves you fuel, it saves you money, and also you don't have to wait in billing queues, or wait for the cashier or the store owner to be not occupied with other people and come and serve to you. It is disruptive for small store owners and some industries, for example the chain. But if we integrate the other parts of the cogwheel, so to say, the cycle, in this system properly, including the small farmers, including the small store owners, and having them supply some part of the meal, and to increase the effectiveness and the speed at which meal boxes are delivered, it is a big innovation in the industry. And it does one job very well, is to cut down on the wastage of food that goes. Because if anything, I've learned that whatever we cook, there is most often than not, there is some extra leftover food. Because as Indians, we do tend to make extra food because we don't like that. Koi na khutbu na joiye. That's the main thing. That it is a very important part, that make more but not less. Nobody should go hungry. So this way you can always say that, yeah, I need this specific amount of quantity of food, and yeah, how much you are eating. And if you need extra, there's always ways to get extra food, you can manage. But if that, yeah, there is going to be, this is my daily requirement, because most of your normal meals are going to be one fixed specific quantity. Like for example, 2 rotis, one bowl of dal, a little bit of sabji, and something on the side. I mean, if you know that that's going to be your fixed amount of food, then yes, you can have that, and it's going to be very helpful to not have any wastage at all. And it's not just one company, like HelloFresh is just one of them, but there's Mali Spoon, River Food Organics, and there's a lot of other companies doing the same thing with different aspects of which the dishes that they serve, the way they ship it. Some is organic, some is very raw. They ship you without cleaning the vegetables. Even they ship you directly from the farm. Some of them process it and give you in packed containers, everything. You just have to put it in the pan. So this is a very good and interesting product, because it's a category of product that wasn't there before but has come up recently and is very time saving. Another sort of product to say is connected devices, and this has been pushed so much in the recent days because of the amount of usage of smartphones and smart devices that we do. Helps these products be integrated into each and every home. And this was initially pushed in since 2018, but the pandemic slowed the push down. But smart home concept, it was very new back in the day, but now it is being pushed, and it's very innovative how different companies and companies that you never thought will dabble into this also are making products because they don't want to be left out. And products like smart plugs, smart sockets, smart lamps, smart water faucets, smart water filters, smart fridges, everything, and is connected through one ecosystem, and everything can be seen everywhere. So your TV can see your fridge can see your TV, your fridge can see your water filter, your fridge can see your lamps. Everything is in one ecosystem, and you can turn off a lamp from the fridge if you want. Even that's possible these days. And it's with Alexa, Siri, Google Home. Everything is integrated in each other. And what makes this a really interesting proposition as a very innovative thing to do is it makes non-smart homes and sockets digital. And some of them even measure energy consumption. So for example, you already live in a house that is not built for smart homes. So what you do is you take these plugs and you just plug this plug before you plug everything in to the plug, and then everything else, now it becomes connected through your Wi-Fi or through its own network into one ecosystem that you can turn. For example, you left one of the lights on before leaving your home, and you can sometimes when you leave your home, it notifies you that yeah, you left these lights on when you left your house, and you can say, okay, turn these lights off, and it's going to turn those lights off. And it saves a lot of time of you sometimes having forgotten to turn big appliances off sometimes. And it saves you electricity, it helps the environment, and it's a really good way of integrating new technology into your own life. And it is highly convenient, as 90% of people have smartphones with at least one smart assistant installed on it. So if you have an iPhone, you're going to have Siri. If you have Android, you're going to have Google. And all of this is already installed, and it saves energy and time. And some other place like this smart Wi-Fi bulb, color changing, color tunable, white balance tunable. You can have white bright lights for like every color of light. Yellow light has its own effects, white light has its own effects, and every single light, every single socket shows up labeled on a phone. And you can change everything with how you are feeling or how your mood is. Or if you don't want a light to really be punchy and very distracting, you can turn it down, the brightness, by just saying, yeah, turn the brightness down. And it is by far, uh, because of the stage in development that it is in, it's pretty, you can say it's pretty developed now. It is by far one of the most quality of life innovations. And its sole purpose is to add automation into homes that are not designed around it, and smartly control your energy usage. So that's one of, and one of my
Akshat,
recent personal project. Yeah.
Akshat, what I'm saying is, can you just share verbally the kind of experience you have, the kind of project you work, and the kind of software that you use in your research?
Okay. Yeah. So for any project, let's say this project, the recent project that I did. So my experience with how this project went ahead was, we weren't there isn't any existing product for this. So what we did was, we went ahead and researched the available uh, processes that are already there in the market, and which companies are dealing with, uh, let's say in this case, hydrogen vehicle refueling in this day and age. And this is a really upcoming technology, and how people are going to take it was a big question. So we went ahead, we ran polls, and we researched on what people want out of this thing. And out of the surveys, out of the polls, we got to know that people want to use connected technology. That's one. Second, uh, it is a very big inconvenience when people have to go to a place to refuel their cars, because then they have to plan to take a detour most of the times. That yes, I'm going there, but I have to go somewhere else to refuel and then go there, or I have to stop on the way to go and refuel. And the software was just public forums. We put out polls on public forums with Google Forms and Google Sheets, and we researched how we what we wanted to know from people. And a good amount of people replied, and that's helped drive the project to its final state. And also how we go around to deciding what kind of model, the business model that goes behind a project, is also dependent on what we are doing with the project. Like the subscription model was based on when people want to not go somewhere. It's the same as the food boxes, that a subscription model can be generated, and you get to have everything at your own convenience, and it's very time saving. So this project, what I did was a hydrogen vehicle refueling concept, and the station and the whole experience was connected digitally through app and the cloud, and you can see on the side that there's a screen with a map, and that was the phone app, where you can go and select what station you want to go to, and it's gonna give you a route on the way where you are going to quickly stop for 5 minutes and refuel your car. And people can also locate these stations and see how much they can fill there, because not every portable station will have the same amount of gas left in it. So that was one way of doing the concept. And
So how big your team? How many people were there on this project? How big your team? And what kind of
so
support you get from the college?
okay, so from the college, we had a professor who was overseeing our project, and we had an industry partner, FEV Consulting, which is engineering consultant in Germany. So those were our industry partners, and they had their technical knowledge provided to us about what can be done technically and what can't be done technically. And around that, we built this concept, and the college supported us with insights on
And how many
how
students? How many of you? What will be? How big your group is?
it was a 8-man team. It was 8 people.
8 people.
Yeah, 8 people. And
And all these softwares and mobile applications and everything was done by your team.
yes, everything from scratch. Everything you see here is done by the team and me. So yeah, the
And do you do the costing part, that how much it cost?
yes,
Or industry partner, do you guide that how much
yeah, they guide
time
us.
will
They
it take
guide
to
us.
manage it?
Yeah, they guide us with the knowledge of their existing technology about approximately how much this thing is going to cost to develop it, because they are also consultants, engineering consultants. So they will tell us that this much is available and this much costs this much to make normally, because all this is new. So they will tell us
And what is the role of college? Do they
so
finance
they don't have a
or
specific number. Yes, the college directly won't finance, but they have grants through the state. So they get us grants through the state. They help us file for grants to the state for startups.
and how many such groups are doing R&D in your college?
Uh, in my college, there are few groups. In one of the other colleges in my city, there are many more groups, but uh, there is couple of student groups doing projects through the college.
Then how you pick up the project? Do you do some market survey and study the demand from the people and then you pick up, or college decide and give the project to you, or industry pick up the project and give it to you? How exactly the project comes to
Uh,
you?
it goes in this way. So we identify a problem that what we are living through in our day-to-day life. So if we have a problem with transport, then we pick a segment of transport that we can improve. Then I put down a brief that, yeah, this is the part of the problem that we want to solve. Then we do a market survey on how many people want that problem to be solved and in what way do they think that the problem can be solved. And out of that, we try and come up with a solution and then design it, and we work with engineers to give us technical input and also uh, technical solutions that we don't know. And then we work together with engineers, always engineers and the software people, the computer guys, and we develop together solutions to solve the problem. And then we have an industry partner. So the industry partner is, you can say, the initial money bank, so to say, that they invest first into a startup idea, and they basically take over a part of the project, and then they have teams, usually development teams. So for entrepreneurs and startups, they have always, the companies have a small segment allocated that help in development of a full product with help of the company. So they provide some resources and some people to help you with uh, this thing, as long as their name is on the product as a co-developer.
And the freelance project that you get, that comes through a college, or you get it, or some industry
No, I
partners
get,
do?
I get it. I get it. I showcase my work at different places, and out of there, through me going out there and reaching out to people to showcase my work, end up getting more work. So
So for freelance project, do you get the guidance from professor, or you have to struggle, or there you don't have any industry partner?
no, 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 no,
So
no.
how you do it?
Freelance is all me. Freelance is all me. I have to learn myself and do myself.
So the project that you did on freelance, how many of them are being implemented and active?
Currently, two are active, and one of them is under development, and one is active, basically.
Okay. And how you get the fund? Because prototype and do you do
Yeah.
the 3D modeling and everything on your own? I know that you are expert on many 3D modeling softwares. So you do modeling on your own, analysis on your own. So what else you do for developing the product?
So I do simulations, I do modeling, I do some electronics, but I have also another friend who does the electronics with me, because he has been working in this since a long time. So he does the electronics, like this PCB design and circuit board design. He does that. And along with that, I have another uh, friend who helps me with some other aspects like coding, because I'm personally not very fluent in coding. So he helps me with coding. And yeah, so that's how we usually work. So as much as I
So,
can do, I do on my own. But if I need help, I gladly take some help.
so you three people are basically the one who are basically giving the finished shape to your projects, the
Yes.
freelance project.
Yeah. So the design part, the physical design part, I can do very well. But other than that, if I need help, I take help.
But suppose while doing this freelance project, if you need a help from the college, do professor help?
Yeah, they do. They do. They will come out and help us.
How much time you spend in college?
Before the pandemic, we used to sit from morning 9 to evening 8 in college on most days.
Why I ask these questions? Because the student or the people who are attending this program, they must learn that spending time in the college under the guidance of the professor is must to develop this kind of skill.
Yes, it is. They,
Uh,
they, they have experience. That's the most
and they
important
make
thing.
sure that student works a whole day and they learn. So instead of theoretical scheme, I think that I have seen his curriculum. I have seen the kind of work they are doing. Most of the work is basically they develop the hand and manual skill of an individual so that he is able to develop something at the end of the product. And I think that why I invited Akshat to showcase that why Germany is able to develop so many products, because their education system, where they basically ensure that student learn hands-on skill and reach to a particular level. Yeah, go ahead next.
Yeah. So one last aspect was new avenues and opportunities. And as I said, 2021 is one of the most happening years in terms of disruptive technologies, which are going to change the whole industry. And you either adapt, like I said, with the smart plugs and everything. Most companies that never had any influence in this sector are also like, we have to make this, otherwise we'll be left out. And there is a huge leap in AI and machine learning, making huge crunching of data. So what these big companies, where they gather a lot of data and they will then use computers and machine learning to uh, calculate what's the outcome. And there is a huge push in smart tech, connected tech. Innovators and designers are in demand to give ideas to their physical form, basically. Then new concepts on changing conventional methods of doing tasks, like a cook based task as basic as cooking. You have to cook, but you now don't have to go to buy groceries. It's going to come as pre-calculated recipes. Then subscription models of charging a little bit more for a device monthly, but you not actually owning it, so it's not your responsibility to take care of it. If you break it, then you pay for it, but other than that, if you don't break it, then it's not yours, and you don't have to pay a lot for it upfront. Then additive manufacturing methods are also coming up big time, and how they will change the way all conventional products are manufactured. It is going to be a very fun thing to see. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Akshat, I think I still remember the incidents when he was young and his parents are working. So his mother was not able to spend time. So he put mopping on the slipper of his mother so that his mother can play with him and at the same time mopping can take place. So like Akshat is very innovative from the childhood, and I think that people are open to ask questions. Just shoot out your questions in the chat box, whatever you want to ask. I think he will be happy to answer. Akshat, there is a question that the product that you have developed, that
Yeah.
patent right is with you, or it is with the industry partner, or
Okay.
is it with the college?
So anything that I develop has proof that I have developed it. So proof also comes with a timestamp. So you have to make sure that you have a online digital portfolio sort of a thing, that whatever you do, you upload within a certain time frame. So before you showcase it to everybody, you have proof that, yeah, I did it on this date at this time and I have proof. And you can file for something yourself. And the patents, what industry partners file for you, have their name as co-partners and you as the lead developer always. So the patent is in your name with them as co-partners.
So who pays? College pays, industry
No,
pay to the
they pay,
college, and college
they
pays
pay.
to you, or industry people pay to you directly?
If it is being used, then the industry pays to us directly.
And this all you do during the college time or extra time, or how exactly how you work
Uh,
with the industry partner? Do you need to visit industry partner, or
no, we
how
have
exactly?
online schedule online meetings.
So it is all done online with
Yes,
the
it is
industry
all done
partner.
online. Yes.
And industry people allocate some expert from their company. How
Yeah, they have.
exactly it happens?
Yeah, they have. As I said, they have teams who especially exclusively work with new startups and new companies to help them integrate into the system.
And how government help the startup? How they recognize your efforts? Do
Uh,
government help you?
if you file for it, yes, they have grants. They have annual grants. They have monthly grants. They have 6 monthly grants. So you have to share to the respective government authority that uh, yes, I'm doing this project as a startup and I require a grant. And you file all your designs, patents, and I think upfront you have to pay for, when you file for a grant, you have to pay for the patenting costs. But uh, yes, so if you have to file for the patenting cost and if your patent is cleared, then you get a grant from the government to continue with your with the development of a product and actually get it manufactured.
You have so many options of learning. Why you have chosen to be specialized in product design and development? I think you have decided and gone there in Germany. There are so many other options, IT and those things. But how you have chosen product design and development? What makes you interested in the product design and development specialization in Germany? And have you learned the German language, or are you
Yes,
able to
yes.
still managing with English?
No, no, I'm fluent in German.
Oh, you are
And
fluent in German.
yes, I'm fluent in German. And this field is actually very interesting because for any new development, you if you like new technology, everything new, then every new development, there comes a technical requirement, and the technical backbone is very strong here when it comes to engineering. And those engineers need product developers to get their stuff realized into a physical thing, because what you see as a technology engineering is components and not a product. So that difference between a component and a product is what I do, and I like doing that.
Good. And I believe that why you're not chosen other countries, America or something, and why Germany? Because there you have to learn the different language also, and still you've chosen to be in Germany. So what makes you to reach there?
uh, it is not just Germany, but it is a hub of engineering, as always, as before. Also, everybody knows Germany as a hub of engineering. Plus, in Europe, when it comes to design, Europe is the hub of design, so to say. So everywhere. So if you are here, then you are everywhere in Europe, basically. So that helps a lot too, because there is a lot of design activity, design fest, design expos going on around here, in different aspects of design. So and there's always something or the other happening. So for this field, Europe and especially Germany is a very happening place.
So you have not come to India since many years. So are you planning to come back to India, or going to settle and help Germany to develop further products? Or you develop the products there and help Indian economy? How exactly you
Uh,
would like to do that?
that I have not decided yet.
Or not decided.
Yeah, I'll see how opportunities open up. I'll decide after that.
So Rastogi Saab has asked about that patent right. So I
Yeah.
think you answered it.
Yes.
Any other questions from people? I think Akshat has very small and crisp presentation. And I think he explained nicely. So any other questions which people would like to ask?
Yeah, Deepak bhai. Akshat, there is a one question from my side that I have a not technical background, engineering side, but after watching your video at Friday evening talk, I was so inspired and ignite that decided today only I will pick up the flight and come to Germany. I will learn the Germany, don't worry. Now tell me, is it possible for me to become a innovator?
You can. There
How?
is no limit. There is no limit for you to innovate, because the only steps required is not even language. It's just identifying the problem and doing enough research before you start the process. Because enough research, there is not enough research always. Even if you have done a lot of research, you always leave out something. You cut corners always somewhere, but you have to do enough research, and with enough research you'll know what's out there and what's not out there. And once you know what's out there, what's left is what you have to do. So that's the very simple way of putting it.
Do you think
To
that perfect education is required to innovate something?
Not really. You can start anytime. You just need to know the process. You don't need education to know the process. If you Yes, if you
Okay.
just have to read about it, that this is the process. And
You have to
if
be
you
consistent and
yeah
be
keep
passionate about, and you should be like very keen on doing and solving those. And if you perceive it consistently, I don't see that once you perceive the problem, and you can always come out with some or the other idea. And then you need some, as you said rightly, that follow some process to reach to the solution quickly.
See, what we say about the idea, then implementation, then there are the process. अरे सरकार 10 फेल वाला स्टूडेंट्स या 5 कक्षा पढ़ा हुआ स्टूडेंट्स कहाँ ये प्रोसेस सारा जानेगा? फिर भी इनोवेशन पॉसिबल है, डू यू थिंक? कुछ भी लैंग्वेज से, because then I will quote some of the example
Nirmal
that
bhai,
I have seen the tears of eye, none another pride of the India, Mr. Sampit Roda at the video conferencing at Baroda. I remember that part because I can see the Chairman Emirates Jagdish Bhai is also with us right now in the participant. That was the day at the Baroda High School hall, and we organized video conference and selected one of the project from, quote me, in Baroda generally we talk about the talent available in top 10 school. I am talking about the bottom 10 school. Students from bottom 10 school, father is just running the lari, pan ka galla, and that boy has come up with one of the project. And what do you know? It's a robot. When this robot is demonstrated in front of Mr. Sampitra during the video conference, he don't know anything about the technology. He said, I go to the Sukarwari, not the good toy shop, nothing, Sukarwari. Then I selected all the part. Tuta puta radio, tuta puta ye. Then he tried to connect everything. Only thing is, some point of time, robot cannot walk, but there is some sound is there, something is there. One example. Second example, one girl. I still have that photograph with me. I will share with you with the Deepak by Deepak for it. Students from class 5 or 6 students, girl, again father is street hawker. And you know what the idea is? She has come up very innovative idea. The idea is you put the rubber tube instead of bumper over the road, and end of the rubber tube, you put the one generator point of it. And the moment vehicle pass, rubber tube press, because of this air, we put some dynamo some part, electricity generate and use all electricity for lighting purpose. So then we ask the question, why? Then she said, because of bumper, many times people jump, many people face the accident. You will not face the accident because of rubber tube, and at the same we can generate the electricity. Then I said, how you came to idea? Then said, I have seen one of the bridge at just Kala Ghoda circle. That they say there is a bump and there is a people are facing problems. I think there is standard 6 student Gujarati medium can think about. Only thing is she need the connectivity with person like you, where you can touch. Now, second thing, very interesting question and challenging task, Akshat. Akshat, in next half an hour, you will get the call from Prime Minister office that Mr. Akshat come to India and support. There are 2 innovative projects. One is a rural, one is from urban part of the country. Where you wish to go? There is one opportunity. Rural
Depends
or
on the
urban, nearby.
project. Depends on the project.
Both the project, rural and urban.
No. I mean, depends on what exactly the project is, and I'll go with what I like, irrespective of where it is.
There is second stream.
Yeah, that is secondary. It is on the project itself. What interests me, if it is there, then I'll go anywhere that takes it.
Otherwise, nowhere. मैं तो सोच रहा था अक्षत आप तो फिल्म फेयर अवार्ड की तरह आंसर दोगे. I will go to the rural place. It is that instead of that perfect technical person you are, that first I will go in my interest of wherever it is match, then I'll talk. वाह दीपक भाई, जोरदार स्पीकर आदना. Yeah, thank you.
In fact, Nimil bhai, in our new classroom, we changed the air condition. So when we changed the AC was silent. And unfortunately, it was not showing any light or anything. When you switch on the AC, there is no signal, and AC was kept at a very height. So when the students are full in the classroom, we never know that whether AC is on or off. So people were saying, sir, we should put some sensor, we should put some light there, so that when we switch on the AC, there was no noise coming out of it. So we were never know that whether AC is on, and it was at a height. So that what happens, somebody has to stand on the chair or the stool put their hand and see that whether AC is running or not. This is what basically students used to do. Then the office boy who was working with me, one day he came out and put one paper with sellotape. He pasted there. So if AC is on, paper is flying. If AC is off, so like innovation, we all were engineers. The people who come to my class, they are all CAD literate, mechanical engineers, electrical, civil, they are all engineers. And all of them were thinking of putting up sensors, putting up light, and maybe you put some sound, those kind of ideas. But the office boy who was working with me, he used to clean my office. One day I saw, what are you doing? He said, sir, आपको AC कैसे चलता है वो देखना है ना, मैं आपको बताता हूँ. He put one paper with the cellotape, and then when we put on the AC, we know that AC is working or not. So like innovative ideas are never costly. Innovative ideas are never from the highly literate people. It is basically from the innovative people only. And
But-
I found that Akshat is I don't say that he is not highly literate. He is highly literate, but he is very innovative person.
Sir, Deepak bhai, just I am adding to this part. Because whenever this kind of question or comments are there, शायद मैं I am repeating second time in this year, and that's the comment from our own Dr. Madhu Mehta. મધુભાઈએ એક વખત જાહેરમાં મીટિંગમાં કીધું હતું PIC ના, what is the difference between the two part, innovation and the jugaad, what you say? ઇન્ડિયામાં એ બહુ સરસ એક્ઝામ્પલ આપતા હતા અને એ મારા ગળામાં ઉતરી ગયું ને આવું આવે એટલે મધુભાઈનો ફેસ યાદ આવે છે અને સેન્ટેન્સ યાદ આવે છે. આઈ ડ્યુ રિસ્પેક્ટ ટુ મધુભાઈ. મધુભાઈ બહુ સરસ વાત કરી છે. અક્ષત ઇઝ વેરી ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ પાર્ટ. ઇન ઇન્ડિયા 14 જાન્યુઆરી ઇઝ નોન ફોર ધ કાઇટ ફ્લાઇંગ. મધુભાઈ કાયમ કહેતા હતા પતંગને ફાટે અને એના ઉપર તમે સેલોટેપ મારો, ધેટ ઇઝ નોટ ઇનોવેશન, ધેટ ઇઝ જુગાડ. પતંગ એવો બનાવો કે ફાટે નહીં, ધેટ ઇઝ કોલ્ડ ઇનોવેશન. ડિફરન્સ બિટવીન ધ જુગાડ and innovation part is there. This is absolutely, I can say, the very 55 મફત નો હોય, કાગળ ચોટાડી દીધો ના થઈ ગયો, પણ તમારી ઓફિસનો ઓફિસ બોયને આટલા વર્ષથી ખબર છે પણ એસી વાળાને હજી સુધી ખબર નથી. ઘરની અંદર ફ્રીજ આટલા વર્ષોથી ઘરમાં વાપરીએ છે પણ ફ્રીજની અંદર બરફની ટ્રે દિવસમાં એકવાર માંડ લેવાની હોય, 2 દિવસે એકવાર હોય, પણ શાકભાજી તો રોજ 4 વાર લેવાનું હોય, જેનું બોક્સ ફ્રીજમાં નીચે આપવામાં આવે છે. હકીકતમાં ફ્રીજ ઊંધું હોવું જોઈએ કે બરફ નીચે અને શાકભાજી ઉપર, કારણ કે જે મેક્સિમમ યુટિલિટી છે એ તમે ફ્રીજમાં નીચે તરફ છે, પાણીની બોટલ નીચે છે, શાકભાજી નીચે છે. તો આપણને ઘણી એમ થાય કે ડિઝાઇનર પાર્ટમાં ક્યારે આવશે? પણ દીપકભાઈ હવે પછી અક્ષત જેમ વધારે પડતા નંબર્સ ઓફ અક્ષત જર્મની જાશે તો ઇન્ડિયામાં આવું ફ્રીજ કોણ શોધશે? Thank you Akshat, thank you Deepak bhai. Can we move forward? Yeah, Akshat, there's something about our activity. I think start of the.
Did ask questions that which software you learned, and Akshat, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Okay, so
which software you learn and what software you are using?
So
I think I asked you somewhere in between.
Yeah, so for
You can repeat
for technical software that I use day to day, I know the whole AutoCAD suite. I know the Adobe suite, all softwares. I use Rhino, I use Blender, I use a lot of production software also to make the final end product visually good. So Rhino, Blender, AutoCAD, all Adobe software, all AutoCAD software, basically Inventor, AutoCAD, Fusion, etc. So all of those also.
Fusion is a great product which has got 2D, 3D, SCAM, shape designer, shape generator, FEA, optimization. So Fusion is a good product. Any other question? Okay, so thank you, Mr. And become a faculty for our Friday evening talk program. Baroda Management Association Friday evening talk program is more than 20 years old set program, and every Friday 6:30 to 7:30 we come up with some or the other interesting program for the interest of the public, and it is free for people, and faculties are basically we are choosing from the various part of the world. Somebody has asked your contact number. I think that 813-4410-4262.
Yeah,
Just note down.
I think we will share this screenshot number to the Akshat. Akshat, you can share the number because it's
I think in
Akshat.
the invite, have you written his contact number? German contact number?
That's basically Deepak bhai. Let us keep it with Akshat only. We will share the contact number and exchange the number because
Okay.
Akshat is studying there. So we prefer that it's ultimately it should be Akshat's choice. Sorry, Akshat, with your permission, I am commenting this because we should not
that's
open
okay.
your number. Right.
Yeah,
No.
that's okay.
But definitely, if the person whomsoever is asking,
Yeah,
we will exchange the number. Done.
yeah.
Deepak bhai, please.
Yeah, so thank you, Mr. Akshat, for accepting our invitation and be the faculty for Friday evening talk. You really justify the talk. Come back to India. I think that we will have the products, but we would like physically when you come back to India, and maybe you can show us in the form of workshop that what are the steps involved and how exactly you have reached to this level. Somebody has asked that his son is also studying in Germany, so he has asked the number. We will share the number.
Sure.
Right.
Definitely.
So Nimin bhai, you just inform about the next program that we have in the coming.
Yeah. Next program, it's absolutely 180-degree different compared to the today, as is always different to the last one. And it's a credit goes to the chairman Deepak Bhai that this year this is the 30th program, and all the programs are different. So next program is all the while it's a different Jago Grahak Jago. It's something about the consumer rights and consumer protection part. And you can just see the detail if you want to just go for the detail. I have shared the address. Meanwhile, many questions are whenever people are asking about the detail of the Friday evening talk. So it's a very simple. Just today I have opened it the secret that you can just change the last 4 digit of the Friday evening talk address. If, say for example, if today you have received one invitation detail from your other resources via WhatsApp or via video or via anything like Instagram, you have to just change the last 4 digit, and it is something like date and month. Say for example, next one should be done 0904 then 1604 2304. These all are the Fridays, and the 2 digits are month. You just change the digit immediately. All the Friday evening talk detail will be open in your browser or whether it's in the WhatsApp. It's very simple part. So this secret will be the continue for the hope for the next year also. We will request the next committee to continue with the same format if they wish, because this is very easy format. Thanks a lot, Deepak Bhai. Thank you, Chairman. Thank you,
Thank
Akshat.
you very much.
Once again, this is our helpline. You can note it down, our email, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, whether it's a YouTube location or live address location, anything. You can just take a screenshot of this BMA helpline, or we have mentioned our WhatsApp number 7069069681. Very simple. Or you can visit our website bmabara.com. You will get all the idea. So once again, thanks a lot, everybody. Thank you. See you Friday, next Friday, with the next talk. Jago Graha Jago. Thank you,
Okay.
Deepak Bhai.
See you then. Okay. Bye.